Hello, hello, Facebook. Can you see me now?
Hello.
Carly, you didn't
Come
have
on.
karaoke
Is it not live?
today?
No, we only do it the first Tuesday of the month, which is where the same
Oh,
Tuesday that you've been doing this. So
gotcha. Okay, yeah. So, I wasn't sure. That's why I sent the message to all because I
yeah.
wasn't sure if anybody could join us today. So that was cool. I was like, man, I know Carly's got some sort of engagement, some sort of thing going on. So I was like, I'm still gonna invite her to come. If you're on
I didn't get a
Facebook
message.
and you're seeing us live, come join us. Hey, Rod.
Heck, I didn't get a message, but I knew to come.
You didn't get a message? I thought I
No.
added you.
Oh, I'm always the one left out. It's all good.
Oh,
I could have sworn I added you to that mass message saying, everybody come, join us. All right. Well, we're expecting a few more. I'm not sure if they'll probably just be straggling in or they'll realize they get the notification from the AMC SI Facebook Live page. Y'all come join us inside our Zoom room. The link is on our page. We are recording and live streaming, and this session will be available on our website as well as on YouTube. Just wanted to start by saying thank you to everyone in our community that has renewed their AMCSI membership or joined for the very first time. It's very exciting to see. I think we have over 100 members, which is super cool. So let's keep going. Our conference registration is going to launch February 1st. That's the goal, anyways. Crossing my finger.
that's the
Um,
goal.
that's the goal. That's the goal. So we're hoping that you all become members. Members will have obviously a little bit more time before general registration opens. And so, yeah, I'm super, super excited to get everything rolling. It's the new year, new goals, new people, new programs, excitement all around.
Yes, yes.
Um, so tonight for Together Tuesdays, I invited my friend Stetson Bradfield to join us. I don't know if everybody knows him, but he is based in Texas right now, right, Stetson? I'm pretty sure that you're in Texas still.
That is
Um,
correct, yes.
and yes, and you have for the last, is it, I want to say 10 years? No, maybe not that long. You're
Yep,
not that old yet. Is it 10 years now that you've
it
been in
is.
the Paralympics um in your in parachuting, correct?
Correct, yeah.
Yeah, so tell us about it. We want to know all about it. Of course, we want to know how you got started and tell us about your current journey because I know that you did get a little bit of sad news and we of course want to share in that journey as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So, um, back in 2014, I was volunteering at the Warrior Games, which is a Paralympics for people who've served in the military in the US. And during that event, I met a guy who did swimming and shooting for the Marine team. He invited me to come watch his competitions. I got to check both of them out. It was really cool. The night after his first shooting competition, I was fascinated by the sport. So I was Googling it, looking it up, trying to learn everything I could about it. And then the next day, he ended up winning a gold medal, which he then, after stepping off of the podium, gave to me and invited me to come try out shooting for the very first time.
Right.
And so that's kind of how I got into the sport of shooting, and that was 10 years ago. I think coming up in the next month or so now.
Wow. Wow, that's
Yeah.
incredible. So Stetson,
Thank you.
tell everybody exactly how AMC affects you because I don't know that everybody has met you at conference.
Right. So it affects my arms a little bit. I've got my arms are both kind of straight out. Had a surgery on one side to hopefully be able to feed myself, which didn't go as kind of planned. So there's that, but then there's also I had my legs amputated because my legs were a little more heavily affected. And so both of them were amputated at the knee, and so I can use prosthetics.
That's awesome. And you did all of that is it Walter Reed in Virginia? Is that right?
A lot of my prosthetic work was at Walter Reed,
Okay.
Bethesda. But my legs were amputated, if I remember correctly, in Alabama.
Okay. Gotcha. Awesome. So tell us all about your accomplishments because you like from the start, you've done so much and I know that the first conference that you were able to attend on your own, you did bring a medal with you. Is that correct?
It is, yeah. Back in 2019, I won a gold medal at the Pan American Games in Lima, Peru.
Oh wow, that's
Oh.
awesome.
Thank you. And the most recent accomplishment, which was November, I got home from this competition on Thanksgiving Day, was the Pan American Games, the 2023 Pan American Games, where I took home another gold medal, which now makes me a two-time defending champion of that event.
Wow, that's
That's
awesome.
incredible.
Thank you very much.
That's
Right.
fantastic.
And Stetson, you did say you got a special award too. Is that correct? Did I hear that correctly when we talked on the phone not too long
A,
ago?
a special award?
Are you allowed to share it? Were you getting another, is it some sort of merit award, maybe?
Oh,
I thought,
yes, yes.
yeah, yes.
Yes, sorry. I was trying to remember. So I am getting, it's the International Distinguished Badge from CMP, which is the Civilian Marksmanship Program, which is the hardest badge to get, which I was able to get because I won gold in both of these events.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's so awesome. I think I shared with you, I said, as soon as that lands, take a photo of it and send it to us because we would love
Oh,
to
I
share.
absolutely will.
For those of you who subscribe to our newsletter or read it later on, when we post it, Stetson is our cover model for this month, and it shares a little bit of his story and a couple of photos from the recent events he participated in. So Stetson, tell us all about what's been going on lately, because I know that you shared on your Facebook page, but I would love for folks to know what's going on and what your future looks like.
Yeah, absolutely. So, uh, the 28th of December, I ended up having, well, it started happening before this, around Thanksgiving Day after I got back from my competition in Santiago, Chile. I started getting numbness in my hands and weakness randomly throughout my whole body, and it was so weird, and I got sick at the exact same time, so that we just thought it was COVID.
Mm,
And so I just played it off as a long-lasting COVID symptom that would eventually go away. And then Christmas Day comes along and I get sick again. We determined that it's probably not COVID anymore, so I went into the ER the night of the 28th and was admitted into the hospital the 29th and had to go into emergency surgery because the disc between my C3 and C4 vertebrae herniated into my spinal cord so
Wow,
bad that I was days from either being completely paralyzed from the next down or passing on.
wow,
mm,
Um, where it was a lot to go through. Like I said, I had to go into emergency surgery that next day.
mm,
Um, and so it was such a quick pace thing because of how much of an emergency it was. It was kind of
right.
hard to process everything that was going on and what they had just told me. But I got the surgery. I woke up perfectly fine so far. And my recovery has been going really, really well. I'm already back and walking on my stumps again. I'm still waiting for all the feeling to come back into my fingers. But they
Mhm.
said that's going to be a 6 to 12 month development.
okay.
Wow. So what is have you heard any updates from I've heard it because you shared it with me, but have you touched base with anybody on your long-term prognosis and what your future looks like for the Paralympics?
Right. So this is probably going to cause me to have to retire from shooting. Um, which is unfortunate. It's something that, like we talked about, I've been doing it for 10 years now. It's a massive part of my life, and so it's definitely hard to have to say goodbye so abruptly to the sport. Um, but there are definitely things that I think are good things coming into my future. I'm working on a couple things. I'm hoping to try and build a uh sort of like an Olympic training center, Olympic and Paralympic training center, but also have it open to younger people with disabilities as almost like a recreation center, because I want to
Okay.
be able to help younger people with disabilities get into sports, get into something that they will enjoy.
Absolutely. That sounds like an awesome endeavor. I fully support that,
Yeah.
Stetson. And I know if anybody can do it, it's definitely you. Have you thought about possibly maybe coaching on the side?
Oh,
Maybe
absolutely. That's something that
future
I've
Paralympians. Maybe there's some AMCers out in the audience that might want to get into shooting. I hadn't heard of Shooting USA until you were involved with it, so I didn't realize how big it was or
Oh
is.
yeah, and especially for the AMC community, I know more people with AMC from all the different countries around the world
Mhm.
and Team USA, because I'm not the only AMCer on Team USA either.
Right.
But the AMC community in shooting is big. I
Is
know a
it really?
lot of people with AMC.
That's awesome. Maybe you can connect us, Stetson, so we have a good amount of Paralympians that we can interview for future issues of our newsletter, and of course, invite them to Together Tuesdays as well.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely. Yeah, I'd love that.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Well, I'm excited. I'm excited for you and your I'm sad about your obviously your future with shooting. I'm hoping therapy and all that other um work that you're going to be doing, on the side will help recover that feeling in your hands and you'll be able to shoot even if it's just recreational, because I know that that was a huge passion of yours.
Yeah.
And so hopefully you'll be able to touch lives, continue to touch lives and change what's out there, especially in the adaptive sports era. Do you have any special adaptations to your is it a rifle?
Yes, my rifle. I have one major adaptation, but thankfully in the sport of shooting, the guns are so modifiable. Obviously, you if you understand the rules, you're able to stay within them and compete internationally and stuff. But
Hmm.
even recreationally, rifle shooting, the type that I do is also just so much fun, and they are so modifiable with what you can do with them, adjusting the piece that rests in your armpit, the piece that you hold on to, because that's the big part for me is my grip. And so we made a way for me to be able to grip it, and 3D printed it eventually.
Oh, nice.
Oh wow. Wow, that's incredible. So do you need a lot of hand strength to do
I
your
don't think so personally. I think as long as you're able to somewhat hold something inside of your hand, like if you can
Mhm.
fit a like a golf ball in your hand, then you would be
Mhm.
able to shoot.
Okay.
Yeah. And if you want, I can later on get some pictures sent and videos sent over to you so you can kind of see what that looks like too.
Yeah,
Oh, that would be
absolutely.
amazing.
Yes, absolutely. We'd love to showcase and any information Stetson you have um, in regards to getting even involved in the sport. Do you have any information like off the top of your head that you might be able to share on if somebody is watching at home, how they would get involved in parachuting?
Absolutely. The easiest way is if you go to the USA Shooting website. So if you just Google USA Shooting, website is the first one to pull up,
Mhm.
and shoot them an email. They've got coaches and they've got people that are staffed specifically to help recruit both able-bodied Olympic athletes and Paralympic athletes um, to get them into the sport and involved. Um, but I will say there might be some delays in response, and just be prepared for that because this is an Olympic year. And
Mhm.
so they're going to Paris later on this year, and it's a big deal for a lot of people. So don't expect immediate responses, but they will get back to you.
Okay. And are they based specifically at the training centers in Colorado, or are there other locations that our families can get involved with? I know that you were in Colorado Springs for a long time, but do they have to be based near an Olympic training center, or could they do this anywhere?
So you can do it anywhere, thankfully, which is really, really cool. You do have to obviously find a shooting range, but
Mhm.
if you go to the USA Shooting website, there should be a way to search for USA Shooting sanctioned ranges around the US. And so
Okay.
you'll be able to search your area for shooting ranges. Like the one that's closest to me is about an hour away, but I know several Paralympic junior shooters who are training at that location as we speak.
Okay. Well, that's good to know because I know that we have a large AMC population in Texas. So that would be an amazing resource to have, even for those that are close to you. I know Texas is a big state.
Yeah.
um, but if there's something that our AMCers that are there that are age appropriate and that are interested in getting involved, I would love to connect them with you, Stetson. So that way, maybe you could start even just mentoring them and see what their interests are like. And that might set, that dream alive for you to have your own training center.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love that. I'm planning on staying very heavily involved in AMCSI through this whole idea and dream of mine, and I'd love to be able to get AMCers of every level of effectiveness to
Mhm.
come to the facility, because shooting's not the only Paralympic sport out there, and definitely not the
Right.
only one with uh AMCers.
Right.
Not goal ball, bocce ball. Bocce ball is a Paralympic sport, and that's one that has the highest AMC or ratio for athletes in the sport.
Wow,
Okay.
that's
Mhm.
incredible.
Yeah.
That's good to know. I had no idea. So the
Stetson, what is
possibility. Oh, go ahead, Maria. Sorry.
sorry, since the Annie you mentioned age appropriate and it's something that it sounds as though most people can do, what is a good age to get started with the shooting sport or some of the other ones that you've seen? Because we know we have a lot of youngsters within our community, but for some sports, there's no age, right? People can start at any time. So what is your recommendation for those who may be listening today and who may be interested in learning more? And what is a good age to start?
I've seen kids as young as 8 or 9 years old joining the sport and enjoying it a lot. I would say comfortably, especially if you're thinking about getting into it competitively. I think between 10 and 13 is a great age range to get into the sport of shooting, because not only is it great for confidence. You're doing something absolutely incredible. Once you eventually get like to the level I'm at, where you're literally shooting down a drinking straw hole for 60 shots,
Nice.
it's an incredible
Wow.
feeling. So it's an incredible confidence booster, but on top of that, it will teach you more about yourself than almost anything else will. I learned so much about myself because it's such a looking inward sport. It's so heavily mental that it's an incredible opportunity for that 10 to 13-year-old range to learn more about themselves.
That's fantastic.
I love that. I love that. Go ahead, Chris. You have a question?
Is there an age limit? Like older you get,
That was
because
gonna be my next question, Chris.
it's
If
kind
I
of like,
remember,
for people.
if I remember correctly, the oldest shooting athlete in the Paralympic side retired at I could be wrong on this, but it was close to like 75 years old,
Mhm.
and they retired at
Wow.
the Rio 2016 games with a gold medal.
Wow.
Wow,
Wow.
amazing.
So I
Amazing, but
was.
inspirational.
It absolutely is. Shooting is one of the most I'm trying to think of how to word it. It's definitely one of the sports that you can be in the longest. It's the least taxing on your body. The most taxing part is the traveling to the other countries and stuff to be able to compete.
So Stetson, tell us about that. Like how does one if they do get involved and they're really curious about traveling to the different events in different countries, is that something that is funded by sponsors, or is it self-funded, or is it covered by the Olympics?
So there are different levels of athletes. There is the essentially the ones that have potential. There's the developmental team, there's the national team, and then the national team is primarily the international team that travels internationally, the people who eventually go on to the games. So if you are in the potential stars category, you will have to self-fund for a little bit. But
Okay.
it's score based. So the higher scores that you're shooting, the higher category that you go into. With the developmental team, you get partial funding. So depending on the events that there are, national events will normally be funded, but international events will have to be self-funded kind of thing. And then national team, the international travelers are fully funded for the most part.
Okay.
That's sorry.
No, you're
For the people who want to get started and maybe eventually they want to get into the professional leagues, but just to get started, as a parent of two kids, I always wondered every time they wanted to try a new sport, how expensive is it? How much equipment is needed? What kind of investment you looking to do? How frequently do they need to practice?
Right.
So can you talk to us a little bit about that, so that for the parents who are listening today and who maybe be thinking about, oh, that sounds great for my child, but I do not know what I'm getting myself into.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. It is definitely not a cheap sport. Obviously you don't have to get the most expensive, the best of the best until way, way later, when you have things like sponsorships and GoFundMe's and stuff like that. But the beginning cost for me to get into my sport was, my rifle alone was $5,400. So that was definitely a little expensive. But thankfully, most of the rest of it, we got hand-me-down stuff. We were able to build a lot of the stuff ourselves. And so there wasn't much extra cost after that. So my shooting table was a college program test type thing. So one of our coaches brought this idea to a team of college not athletes, but college students.
Engineers, maybe.
Yeah, the engineering students. Thank you. and basically said, hey, I've got a challenge for you, and in return you'll get a certain amount of credits for school and stuff. And so that was how my table was built. If you're involved in the shooting community, and if you know me, you'll be involved with the rest of them pretty quickly. There's a lot of stuff that athletes are willing to hand down to junior athletes if they don't need it anymore. My fiance's dad is an incredible engineer himself, so I'm sure he would be willing to build a shooting table for anyone who might need it as well. And he has my table as an example, so it's not like he's building off of it blind or anything like that. So you're probably looking at maybe an extra $500-600 roughly. So it is definitely a little bit expensive, but it is a very fun sport, and I really do enjoy it.
And you, if I remember correctly, you went to the Olympic Training Center at the age of 16
I
and lived
moved
there?
into the Olympic Training Center at 17 years old, but I
Was it
started
17?
yeah, and then started training there at 12. Or sorry,
Okay,
13 years old.
13. Okay, gotcha. And then from there, you were able to also work at the training center, right? Were you not a tour guide?
I was a tour guide. Yeah, I was a
Yeah.
tour guide. I'd give about 4 tours a day, 9 to 5 kind of thing. And it was, oh yeah. But it's a very positive experience. They really enjoy hiring athletes because it's a really cool experience to be given a tour by an athlete.
Right, absolutely. I would imagine that was probably a really cool, because I remember seeing photos of you too, in action, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's awesome, Stetson. I'm excited to see where you go from here. Obviously, we want you fully 100% recovered. I talked to Stetson earlier, what was it, last month, about coming to Atlanta, but this was prior to, the unexpected emergency surgery that he had, and it probably will be a good 6 to maybe 12 months of recovery. So we definitely don't want to push it, and invite Stetson to come to conference, and you not be 100%. So we'll keep checking in on you though, Stetson, to see how you feel in the next 3 or 4 months. Because I know our families love seeing you at our event, and I know that especially the young ones absolutely are just smitten with you. I can't. I recall. I always go back to that Ohio conference where you showed Anthony how to. Was it take your shirt off, or was it eat with a fork? It was
I
one
want
of
to
them.
say it was I know I taught one person how to take their shirt off. I did teach
Okay.
another
Yeah.
person how to like cut up a banana.
Okay. Yes. 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 There's nothing that compares to in person. Um, you know, just important independent living skills like that. And we of course appreciate you being there in Ohio for that event, because I know it was important for a lot that did meet you, Stetson, at the time. So see what Atlanta brings, and if not, maybe we will see you in 2025 for our 20-year anniversary. Can't tell you where we're going to be yet, but
That's understandable, but yes, I will make sure I am there.
that would be really, really awesome. Really awesome. Does anybody have any questions for Stetson? Anybody? Nobody online. Shelby did ask about conferences in Montana. I don't have any, Shelby, at this time. But you are always welcome to host a mini meetup. We always encourage that. And Stetson, I'd love to get together with you to try to host something in Texas.
Yeah, I'd
There,
love that.
huge population of AMCers in Texas, and I would love to get that going somehow, some way. Get feet on the ground with AMCSI there, so that would be
Absolutely.
exciting.
When you're
Great.
traveling with that and going to different places, is it what type of like is there requirements for packing and things like that? Like how you bring the gear with you and stuff? Just curious about that.
As far as packing goes, we have to be really careful. We have to pack very tightly to make sure nothing gets broken because
Mhm.
no one on those airlines are gentle with our stuff.
Right.
But normally when we're traveling with our suitcase, our gear bag, which is what we normally have to pack our shooting table into, and then any extra gear inside of that bag, and then our rifle inside of a hard case. Thankfully, when you're traveling with Team USA, all of the baggage fees are covered, all of the flights,
Right.
the hotels, and everything are covered, thankfully. But
Yeah.
it's normally a lot of stuff we're lugging around all the time.
Right. Yeah, I can only imagine. Yeah.
Yeah.
So is there a set of volunteers that also come with you, Stetson?
Yes and no. That's kind of something that they're working on. They're really trying to build the amount of funding for Paralympic shooting right now because we have volunteers that shoot with us when we are in the States, but they don't normally travel with us internationally. They've
Okay.
only just now started to be able to send some volunteers occasionally.
Okay. Yeah, I wondered what it looked like when you guys landed on the ground. Like, how do you guys even get stuff to your hotel from there,
Yeah.
wherever you guys are staying? Because I know that there's a lot of you guys, and that's a lot of equipment.
Oh,
Um,
yeah. Yeah, so normally we'll have our coach and normally at least two other people. But
mhm.
it's dependent on who goes because my event specifically, I have to have a loader, so someone who can open the action of my rifle, put the pellet in, and close it, and do any like picking the gun up, putting the gun down, stuff like
Mhm.
that. So I at least have to have my own person to do that, and so they have to make sure they have enough staff to cover everyone who does need a loader in that type of situation too.
Well, that makes sense. Is your family allowed to attend with you, or is that something that is like, frowned upon?
During Olympic and Paralympic events, the family normally travels with the athletes. They're paid for and everything.
Okay.
But during like World Cups, World Championships, Grand Prix, stuff like that, normally they won't pay for any of the family's travel, but they are more than welcome to travel with us if they would like to.
Okay. Well, that's good to hear. I know that that could be a tough subject for some, with the expenses, and I don't know if you guys end up having to charter a bus. I know for school events, it's difficult for parents to attend, so I don't know how that is
Yeah,
in the Olympic world.
it's a little bit chaotic. They normally have to try and obtain like buses and stuff to transport because it's a lot of Paralympic athletes going from hotel to shooting range and then shooting range back to the hotel and scheduling and everything, which
Mhm.
can definitely be chaotic every once in a while, but we
Right.
definitely make sure everyone gets taken care of.
Well, that's good to hear. Good to
Yeah.
hear. Awesome. Well,
I have a question for you unrelated to the sport.
Okay.
It's amazing to hear your high spirit and how joyful and happy you are with your life and your sport and everything else. And considering what you just went through just 3 weeks ago,
hmm
right? That's pretty amazing. So we have a lot of kids and a lot of our AMCers who are going through a lot, and sometimes it's hard for them to keep their chin up and look at the future and focus on the fact that things are going to get better. So what would you say to them, knowing what you went through and the fact that, like you said, you were looking at potentially becoming paralyzed or even passing. So that's, I mean, that is as traumatic as it gets. So I love the fact that we could hear in your voice the joy and the passion and the outlook. And again, you're just a joyful person. So what would you say to the kids who may be going through a rough time?
I think one of the best things I can tell people, and this is kind of for anyone, it doesn't have to, you don't have to have a disability to be able to learn from this. I think that if you're able to focus on making what you want happen, nothing will stop you. That's something that I've been able to continuously be able to do throughout my life. One of my favorite stories as an example of that is a long, long time ago. I was a little kid, and there was this older kid telling me, "You can't climb stairs. Like, that's not possible. You just look too funny to, right?" Well, I got up and I climbed the entire flight of stairs, and that was my first time climbing stairs. I had never done it before. It was the first time learning how to do it, and I did it.
Yeah.
And so that feeling of being able to prove people wrong, and the feeling of proving yourself wrong when you tell yourself you can't do something and then you figure out a way to do that, is a very empowering thing, and that's what I want people to be able to focus on.
It's overcoming those limiting beliefs and thoughts that sometimes we tell
Exactly.
ourselves. Good for you.
Thank you.
That's awesome, Stetson. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
I know Stetson refers to me as his AMC mama.
Mhm.
But yes, definitely. We've known each other for a long time. And I am super, super proud of you and all you've accomplished over the last 10 years. But of course in life as well. Just proud of you as a mom of an AMCer. I'm mom to everybody, I guess.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for coming and sharing your story. And hopefully we can get together and get an event going in Texas.
Definitely.
Would love to have one in every state, but obviously that's not possible. But it is possible for everybody that is listening to host a mini meetup, and we can get our AMC families together. We are going to be in Atlanta this summer, but we do want to invite our families to get together and make a plan. I know that there's several in the works for the spring and the fall of this year in several different locations like Utah and Delaware and where's the other one? Ohio in the spring, South Carolina in the spring. So several different locations, and hopefully Stetson, we can add Texas to that. And we get some of our AMCers in Texas together.
Absolutely.
But the sky's the limit. Shelby, if you're still listening, we could absolutely have a meeting in Montana, and invite all of the surrounding states if they're willing to drive and travel in. So absolutely, that's exciting. Anybody else have questions for Stetson? If you're listening at home, you can type them into the Facebook Live chat box and we'll read it to Stetson if you do. Or if anybody in the Zoom chat wants to unmute and talk or ask questions of Stetson, you're also welcome to do so. Satsu, are you here? Let's see.
Yeah, I'm here. Here.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm glad you joined. So I'm looking to get Satsu involved. Satsu is from Canada and he was connected to AMCSI through Misha and Misha's visit on her long road to AMC awareness. And if you didn't meet Satsu in Ohio, you definitely missed out because he was awesome. Satsu, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you doing? How's everyone doing?
We're good. We're good. I'm excited to get you involved in the upcoming conference.
Right.
We've been going back and forth and talking about some let's see, is it AMC and dating, AMC relationships?
Yeah.
So that session will be happening in Atlanta. I know that there's several that have tried to convince us to do speed dating. I don't know if that's going to be a possibility, but you never know. But I know that there's definitely interest in the community for relationships and AMC dating and all that
Yeah.
that entails. So Satsu is going to be committed to that, and as well as joining our adult panel in Atlanta. So I'm excited for you. I'm excited that you got involved. I sent them a appreciation text to Misha to let her know how quickly she changes lives and
Yeah.
touches them. So I sent her an appreciation for the connection, because I know that our conference is life changing, and if it wasn't for her, you would not be involved with us. So we definitely appreciate you reaching out and wanting to become more involved.
Absolutely. Thank you.
I'm so excited. Maria, did you have anything?
How do you know?
Oh, you popped back in camera like you were gonna ask something. So I was like,
I did.
ah.
Actually, I wanted to ask Stetson because it was so interesting to hear that there are a lot of AMCers involved in his same line of sport. But then it was equally interesting to hear that you see AMCers in all of these other sports as well.
Mhm.
And so it would be so wonderful if you can connect us with individuals like yourself in some of the other sports so we can have other guests and also inspire our members to learn more about that and get involved. So, it's
Yeah,
all about
absolutely.
giving options. And, we learn from every one of these sessions. So I learned a lot today just from you. And I can only imagine how much more we can share and learn collectively if we can have other speakers and other guests in other sports as well. So,
Absolutely. Yeah, I can do that. I'll see what I can do about reaching out to them and getting their contact, making sure I'm okay to share their contact and everything. But
yeah.
I know for a fact there's several in shooting, several in bocce ball, and wheelchair basketball.
See, those would be pretty amazing.
Yeah,
Not
that's
everybody's
awesome.
bound to be into shooting, but maybe basketball or, bocce
Mhm.
or maybe something else. So yeah, I think that would be a wonderful gift if you can help us with that. And not just because of the inspiration, but who knows, maybe something that connects with the kiddos and or even the not so young ones, right? It's a way to stay active and stay healthy, and there's a lot of
Mhm.
benefits to that. So it's great to explore through your contacts and your experience. Um, and like you said, you climbed the stairs when nobody thought that you could. You've never done it before. So maybe we have some of our AMCers picking up a sport when they never thought they could.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Okay, we have a few more minutes, so I'm going to pry our other participants today because they missed last week's session, so they get to share their New Year's resolution. So Carly, go take it away. We want to hear your New Year's resolution for 2024. Tell us some of your goals.
Well, I've had for many years, my New Year's resolution has been don't make New Year's resolutions. But gosh, as far as goals, well, I am in the process of looking or applying for service dog, and I've started the process of getting a power wheelchair because I've decided that my scooter is not the safest thing for me anymore. I've had 2 falls off of it, and one of which put me in the hospital for 3 days. So, so yeah, I had a doctor's appointment first week of January, and I started those conversations with him, and we're getting that ball rolling. So, yeah.
Definitely will be safer going down the ramp.
Yes.
Well, that's awesome, Carly. I'm glad Glad to hear it. Glad to see you here. I'm glad that well, actually, I think that the next time we do one of these, we definitely have to do a karaoke. A karaoke. Stetson, do you have any 2024 goals besides feeling better and healing?
I think I'm gonna get married.
That's a big one. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, does your fiance? Oh yeah, your fiance does know. Did you pop the
Congratulations.
question?
I did. It was a little while ago. It wasn't we didn't do anything big for it. It was just kind of a her and I kind of thing as far as the question and everything.
That's
But
okay.
we're planning the wedding December 1st.
Oh,
Nice.
congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Thank
And
you very much.
is Cleo there with you?
Yeah, she is. Get over
Ah.
here. Get over here. Come on, you gotta see. You
Let's
gotta see
meet
the
her.
AMC queen.
Hey.
Hi, how are you?
Oh,
So we're all invited via Zoom, right?
oh yes. Oh yes. I think I can get that. I think I can get that.
Live
Dad's got a
stream,
bunch of gadgets.
live stream the wedding.
Yes.
That's exciting. I'm so excited for the two of you.
Thank
Congratulations.
you.
Oh, so sweet. All right, Satsu, do you have any 2024 goals, New Year's resolutions, anything exciting going on for this year?
Anytime anyone has asked me that this year, my answer's been that I'm just looking forward to living a slower, more intentional, more honest life, and more patient. Yeah, yeah, those are the things I just would like to appear more in 2024 for me.
That's the incredible goals. We should definitely all do so. I know that in this fast-paced life for
Yeah,
many, we are always on the go, and we definitely do need to slow down and enjoy life. So, oh,
exactly.
thank you for that. Thank you for sharing that. That's
Thank you for
awesome.
asking.
Yes, yes. Anne, how are you?
Hey, I'm sorry that I was late.
It's totally fine. We're just a drop in, hang out anytime
Oh,
between 9 and 10 p.m. You're good.
well, I didn't have to work tonight, but I still had to cook dinner, so um, but I'm doing good. I was upset that I missed that other meeting, the other one, because I really wanted to. I don't know. I think that's gonna be my New Year's resolution. I don't have friends like that go through what I go through, and I don't have people who understand me. I feel like my New Year's resolution is to get to know people who understand me like as the same the same way I am. Like I appreciate this, and I don't know people who, um I know I've met Misha, and it was pretty cool. The first time I met her, I actually noticed her at the airport. I saw her walking through the airport and I said, "Oh my God." I said, "I know her. Like, I don't know her, but I know her. She's from Facebook. She's famous." And I'm telling my sister, and she's like, "What?" And I said, "No, you don't understand." I said, "I gotta go say hi." And I did. I ran up to her and said hi. And we posted a picture on the Facebook thing together, but um it was awesome to finally meet her. And and after that is when I actually started getting to go to the meetups and everything. So I did get to go to the one in Columbus. Although I, didn't do the whole experience. I just went there. I drove there. I live in Cleveland. So I just drove to Columbus to say hello to everyone. So it was really cool to meet people anyways.
And are you planning to come to Atlanta?
I want to. I don't know how to I honestly have no idea how to get involved or anything. And after I drove to Columbus, I actually brought my sisters the next day with me. So my youngest sister actually signed up to, I believe, the AMCSI program or something. She did something. So she's joined in on something. She's like, well, are we doing this? And I said, I don't know how to do any of it. So I'm new to all of it. So yeah, if you can send me information or whatever I need to do.
Absolutely, yes. So first step is definitely to become a member, and that is what we're doing the whole month of January's membership drive. And then conference registration, our goal is to open February 1st for our members, and that they'll have a couple of weeks. Members will have the ability to register for the Atlanta conference early and at a special discounted rate. So definitely take advantage of that if you are a member of AMCSI. And we could walk you through everything. That's what our team is here for. And the chat that you missed was on Saturday, and that happens every week unless there's an event going on or a holiday. They are very dedicated, and that is also at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we post the links every week, but it's also on our website. The good part is they are very dedicated, and they sometimes talk until midnight, sometimes 3 a.m.
That's those are my hours. I work night shift.
Yeah. So, and there's majority of the people in here are also dedicated to attending on Saturdays. Some couldn't make it to this chat tonight, but yeah, definitely join in every Saturday. I think for the most part, it's a fun time, right, Chris? Rod, you're in there all the time. Carly, I know you're in there.
I have definitely learned a lot of stuff that I probably should never have known, but yeah, absolutely. Come on in. It's a blast.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Don't come if you're easily offended.
I have to second that.
No.
She's there every week too.
I would love to attend the one on Saturday.
Yeah, come.
You should definitely attend the Saturday chats. Please do.
Please do. We need more guys. We
need more guys.
I respect that. I'll make sure.
It often becomes a lot of girl talk, and sometimes.
Oh, well, get ready because I'm coming in.
Trust me. Like I said, I've learned more than I probably should know. I'm good with that. I'm okay.
I'm always willing to learn more book smarts.
And now I need the inside scoop to find out what all that means.
I'm guessing they talk about what? How to put on a bra, how to take off a bra. I mean, those are like typical.
Those are mouth. That's a mouth conversation. That's a mouth conversation. That's very easy for me to handle. I've heard way better.
I was trying to be rated G for the Zoom and the Facebook Live.
I understand.
So we have some just saying hi to Lori, who's in Kansas City, Missouri. Lori, if you are still on, there is some event planning going on in Missouri, which is exciting. Leanna, hello from Jacksonville, Florida. Maria, that's your people. That's very close to you. So we're looking for folks in Florida to connect with Maria, who is our executive director. If you want to reach out to us, we would love to connect and hopefully host an event. Yes.
I'm in Orlando. Jacksonville is almost 3 hours away, but yeah, still doable.
But never know. You never know.
There you go. Yes. We've been wanting to do a meetup here too. The thing with Florida, just for whomever's listening, that the challenge that we have is we have a lot of transient people that come for treatment and they go. And so we've been trying to find more Florida residents that are AMCers that we can hopefully plan something too. So if you're out there and you're listening, I am more than glad to host something. We just need to get a group together and make it happen.
Absolutely. Please reach out to us, info@amcsupport.org, and we'll get you connected with Maria. Lori, I do not know our conference rates this year. That is still a work in progress. Of course, we are hoping to have that by January 30th, maybe, Maria. But we're hoping to have all of that information out on our website as well. But I do not know the cost of conference this year. But as soon as that lands, you will know. It'll be broadcasted on our website. Just become a member because you do get a discount to attend conference. And I'm always going to say we're anticipating a sellout event because we want to sell this place out and be totally packed with all of our AMC families in Atlanta. I'm excited to see you all. Maria, do you have anything to add to that?
No,
And
I
then
was
we
going
can
to mention on the budget. We met last Friday, so we worked on conference budget and fees and all of that. So we're working our way through finalizing those numbers. You know, every venue is more expensive and there's more cost every year. So we're trying our best to see how we can contain those costs without really passing that on to all of you. And that's why it's a work in progress. And then I think it was yesterday, we worked with our treasurer on budgets as well. So just to give you a timeline, since everybody's itching to know, we are meeting as a board. It was supposed to be this Thursday, got pushed to the 25th. And so the 25th, that evening, the board should vote on budgets, which along with that will come the fees. So we are right on track to have things by the end of the month. So unless any hiccups happen or any disagreements or any other changes, we have everything ready for the board to review and decide. So fingers crossed, rest of the month.
I'm excited. Very cool. Good to hear. Yeah, so absolutely. So our next Together Tuesday live session is going to take place next Tuesday.
Yes.
Ted, take it
January
away.
23rd. We want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. It was awesome talking with you, Stetson, and we definitely look forward to continuing those conversations further. And we definitely wish you a speedy recovery and congratulations again on the marriage. That's awesome. So next Tuesday we have Kimberly Kolstad joining us, who's going to be talking to us about the adaptive sports activities that she's going to have planned in Atlanta coming up at the 19th annual AMCSI conference. So that's going to be really interesting to hear and see what kind of activities we can all get into. And tonight's secret word, if you're listening, is sports. And for the first person to email us in at info@amcsupport.org, the word sports will get a special gift from the store. And with that, I want to say be safe and be strong, people. We'll see you next week. Take
And
care.
don't forget Saturday.
And Saturday
Zoom.
for the adults.
Every Saturday, the adults with AMC and teens. The teen and the preteen Zoom will be at the end of this month. You do have to pre-register. So if you have a teen or a preteen,
Saturday at 8, you said?
Saturday at 8, but you can drop in until probably midnight, Carly. Is that right?
Yeah.
We usually go at least until midnight, some nights later. I may not be there this Saturday, or I may come on a little later, but I do have a prior obligation.
I'll be there
Sounds
this
good.
weekend.
Stetson, you should definitely join
I
and
would
also
love to.
and also get involved with the teen and preteens. I know Cody would love to have you as a moderator as well. I know you've done that for us in the past, so it'd be no problem with Cody at the end of this month for the teen and preteens. I know they love you as well. But thank you for coming, everyone. I'm so excited you all joined us here. See you next Tuesday, hopefully. And hopefully you guys have a lovely rest of the week. And we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Yeah.
Take care.
Thanks. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Bye.